What up? This is Iron Lion. Check out my new album, Blackship Enterprise, with the equation on all the beats, available everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon, we got you covered. Anywhere you think you can find it, you can find it. I am Iron Lion, Blackship Enterprise, and let's do this. Check it out. Blackship Enterprise was a collaborative effort between myself, Iron Lion, on the lyrics and the MC Spittin' Tip, and The Equation, a longtime homie, doing all the producing of the beats throughout the album, and he did a beautiful job. I think this thing really came together.
How long have you been rapping?
Well, if you want to find out, you can listen to my new song, Pull the Pin, as it's an autobiographical tune, and it'll tell you that I started writing and spitting at some house parties in 1999. But I never had the confidence or equipment to actually do anything with it until I met Solio in 2000 when I was going to SAIT. So I've been writing since 99, recording since about mid-2000, and putting out tracks since 2003.
We would stand in a circle, mic hanging in the middle, busting off some breeze, writing rhymes or a riddle. You couldn't beat the feeling, I was higher than the ceiling. MCing was my being and I found it so appealing.
The Audible Intelligence crew started again 24 years ago, and it was a collaborative group set up from a few homies that knew each other, did shows together, and then we started doing music together. So we got the old Empirical crew of Solio, King Lou, and Iron Lion, myself. And we got solo artist, The Equation, Ricca Razor Sharp, who was also a battle slayer back in the day, who didn't retire rapping. And we got Mantra Kid, the epic Mantra Kid, Ghost Cartridge, who's been a producer for us since the day one it started. And another dope producer, Wiseacre, dope MC as well, straight out of Doverville.
Good vibes are what you need for your mental health, and all that mojo is filling up your mental wealth. If you want to know the secret of this life, be surrounded by your friends on a dark and starry night.
How do people know Equation? The same way I got to know The Equation. Back 24 years ago, I met Equation. He was slaying MCs left and right on the stage of the Battle MC. What were the ones back then? Eliminator 2000. That's also how I met Ricca Razor Sharp. But people know Equation as a battle rapper from 25 years ago, and he was also an MC with our group Audible Intelligence, killing it for 15 years, and then he retired.
Why?
But then all of a sudden he started producing dope beats, and he wasn't really telling anyone about it, keeping it to himself. And now they are out. There's nothing he can do about it. He's also half of Ghost Cartridge, which came out with an album this summer, and I'm sure you've checked that out, and that one is blowing up, and him and my buddy Mantra Kid have done a great job on that, so follow Ghost Cartridge too. First single is called Lay It Down. This is where the whole project began. I had done a song with my homie King Lou, and The Equation had done the beat, and he didn't really share too many beats with us back then, so I was like, ooh, that's really dope. Can I hear some more beats? I want to do an Iron Lion song. So he gave me a beat folder, and that was the beat I picked. It was called PowerPoint Presentation, I believe, because that's something The Equation would call a beat. And it was dope. So we started from there. I made that track, and he's like, ooh, I like this. And I was like, I like this whole beat pack. Let's make some more. Let's keep going. So I took the beats from that beat pack and turned it into an album. The Equation isn't the kind of guy that works too quickly on this sort of stuff. But I did talk to him and asked him for beats. But getting a looped beat is one thing. But you got to get the final version after you lay down your vocals, and he needs to tweak it and adjust it to the structure of the song and all that. And yeah, although he didn't respond to texts initially about it, no, I shouldn't say that. Although it took him a while to get back to me, he really did come correct. He's not a guy that just lays it down to lay it down. He takes his time, he makes it, he makes it a beautiful symphony out of it. He did a really good job getting me the beats to begin with, then I did my part, and then he structured everything afterwards and really made it come together. And I think it's really well done. Blackship Enterprise was chosen as the name because, I don't know, back in the day we both loved a DJ Muggs song called Black Ships, and we took the instrumental and did some freestyling to it and all that, and I don't know, we just came up with that and we added Enterprise just to make it seem more of a collaborative effort.
Nice.
More of a group, more of a team. Equation's the kind of guy to leave his drawers in your hamper. No, he's definitely not that kind of guy.
I'm the type of guy to leave my drawers in your hamper.
The Equation is the kind of guy who will be honest to you, he will be poignant about it, and he will tell you if it's dope or not. So I really had to make sure anything I was sending him was dope, and it was. And he made me feel good about this whole project. In February this year, I had a anaphylactic episode, which is a reaction to allergies that almost took my life. And it was a pretty big deal, and it definitely affected me emotionally and my family and my life. And it definitely changed the aspect of what we're going to do with this album. So that's why the album's got a bit of a gray cover. It's got a life and death aspect to it, is because that's how it's affected me. I've looked for some positivity. I've looked to bare my soul into what happened and what's changing. So check out Livin' My Life on the album. That shows my perspective since that event has happened.
And I gotta say it feels like a rebirth. Bigger and better, I'm putting it down what I'm worth. Cause this year, I'm motivated on a mission. I'm not Bobby Brown, but I got a new addition.
And my life has changed. I am now an official MERS holder.
What's in the MERS?
Well, because of my incident, 24/7, I've got to carry my EpiPen with me at all times. So if you ever see me without this, you can slap me. But as I always tell my wife, 6 inches can make a difference. When you listen to this album, you know you're going to get a song about spitting, a song showcasing the skills. You're going to get a feel-good track, and you're going to get some humor, because that's where I like to bring it occasionally. There's not as much humor on this one, but it's still brought out in there, and you're going to get a nice cohesive album of different elements and that's the thing. When I started writing these feelings about these tracks, the Equation just came hard with the beats and the samples behind it to express, and it really doubled and tripled the effect that my lyrics had on it. So he did a great job. So I got to thank him for this album. So far, the feedback has been great about his beats, about my lyricism, and about the blending of them both together. So I think this has been doing really well. The first track on the album is Blackship Enterprise, the intro. I know, creative name. And that is just a solid instrumental done by the Equation to show what this album is all about. It's got the eeriness, it's got the darkness. He threw in some pirate type samples, and I throw a little bit of Blackship Enterprise on it so you know what you're getting into, and I think it's a good way to lead into the album. Second track is the first single, Lay It Down. The Equation came with a very haunting, eerie type melody on this one, and I just retaliated by just spitting on it, just throwing shit at it. I think it's a great way to start the album, especially with the long intro he put into that, so you really get the feels before the drums kick in and the song starts. It's just, I wanted to just murder the beat, and this whole album turned out to be a theme of life and death. So murdering a beat to start it off is a good way to do it, I think. The video was done by my friend Greasy B's kid, Kane Johnson, and his company, Pink Wave Media, and they brought out drones. They did a heck of a job. So check out that video on YouTube, Lay It Down, Iron Line, The Equation.
A seasoned vet, and I'm a bet I'm climbing to the peak. Without a sweat, I'm jet setting upon the winning streak. It tastes sweet without the bitterness of defeat. With the Equation, yeah, you better check the balance sheet.
What we're trying to get at in this is just me slaying, and I'm burying a body in the video, so I think the theme works. The third track is Days Like This, the second single of the album, and it is a throwback track to back when things were so simple, back when life was easier, much better. You didn't have a job, you didn't have any of that stresses to worry about, and it's about sitting around with your friends, at a fire pit with the stars above, and just, there's nothing to worry about except that time in the moment. Fourth track is Divide and Conquer, which is the first featured track with my buddy King Lou on the album, and it is a journey, a mission. If two MCs just going at it back to back on different angles about what's going on in their life and the trials and tribulations of getting to the top of that mountain. The fifth track on it is the third single of the album, which is called Sun's Out, Guns Out.
When the sun's out, then it's time to bring the guns out, guns out.
It features my homie Ricca Razor Sharp, and I think everyone's given great feedback on this one so far. And this one brings back some of that humorous wit we had, and plus the topic itself is something that all Canadians should be able to relate to, with the feeling of that winter freeze is finally coming to an end. That spring thaw is coming. And, it just uplifts your mental health when that sun finally comes back out. When you're getting that vitamin D. When you're getting out there and you can actually find a patio that's open. You can almost taste the beer already. And that's what it's about, is when you get that first weather in the teens or hits 20 and you just want to rip your sleeves off and get the sun's out, guns out, because the sun is finally out. Life has switched around. Get those golf courses open and let's do this. And to really throw the song together at the end, we got one of my friends, Alexi Davis from TCOS, and he came in and really put the final touches on the chorus. He brought his electric guitar, came in and just really added what was missing, and he did some background vocals on it that just really brings it together. And I think this one's really going to take off and people really like it. Sixth track is my emotional one about living my life after the incident happened. So if you listen to that, you will feel, carpe diem, and you will feel the way that I want to live my life since the incident and how I'm looking at life. The seventh track is called Pull the Pin. This is the autobiographical track that I made about how I started listening to rap, how I became writing to raps, and how I became into the scene and started recording tracks, and just the whole career and how I feel now about it. So it's got a bit of an ending to it. The eighth and final track on the album is called Broken Pieces, and it is the outro. And the equation brings some beautiful, light piano loops to this, and it's just another one of those ones that hits you in the feels. And it was supposed to be just an instrumental to end the album, 2 minutes of, almost soap opera type feel. But I couldn't resist when we were mixing this down. I just had to throw some spoken word type raps on it, and I just express, my feelings. This could be the end. This could be the end of the album, obviously. It could be the end of a career. It could be the end of my life. And it does have a little sample at the end beeping me out. So who knows what goes on in the future, but we will find out. Be on the lookout. I got some merch coming out. If you want to look for some Iron Lion merch, we got some new t-shirts in the house. We got toques. You let me know what color you want. You can get any color. You let me know. All right?
Oh, way back then. Oh, way back then. I wish we had those times again. Oh, way back when. Oh, way back when. Oh, what I do just to have it again.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what colors you want. Tell me what you're interested in, and we can figure this out. All right? You can follow me on Facebook, Iron Lion Hip Hop. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me, obviously, on Spotify and Apple Music. And my Bandcamp. And SoundCloud. I don't know. I've already screwed that up. Why do I rap? I rap, and I still rap because it's in here. I love it, and it's a great hobby, but it's also, I do it for me. It's a great way to uplift and express myself, and everyone's still liking it, so that's good. Blackship Enterprise, baby.